Yeah, so a lot of times a pastor will be called in to visit the hospital when someone's sick, and then they might go into hospice care or be home. So you're kind of naturally, hopefully, organically involved in the life of the family. And then, of course, after the death, you're the one, often one of the first calls that are made, and you gather the family together to put together the funeral service, which is always going to be last minute.
And what are some of the issues that prior to a death people maybe, who are aging might be experiencing, or their families seeing them, deteriorate? Or
I think one of the roles that clergy can play is to normalize the experience of death and to encourage the family to be honest and to talk about it.
and say someone is just diagnosed with cancer, or or they are, or some life-changing, event. What advice would you give them?
There's groups and stuff. There's support out there that will help you, but you really need to be aggressive as far as seeking treatment. I know it's hard to be able to go to maybe the hospital or the clinic or whatever, to where they maybe have more answers, because there's times you make appointments, it may be 6 months before you can get into where you should be, and sometimes 6 months that's not an option. I mean, it needs to be done right now. You got to be aggressive, and if you can't do it for yourself, hopefully you have a caregiver or a family member or somebody that can do it for you. I mean, navigating the whole insurance company, all the hoops that you have to jump through to make everything all happen, navigating that. If you can't be your own patient advocate, you need to have somebody really helping you.
What was that like, having to plan your funeral?
Well, it's just a given. You know you're going to die. I mean, that's part of living. And my circle of life is closing in on me, so that was something I guess I could have some control over. It occupied my mind, kept me from thinking about the cancer and the surgery and all of that stuff. So I put a lot of energy into going ahead and planning my funeral, the songs I wanted to sing at Mass, the readings that I wanted, my funeral dinner, because I want people to eat really well that day, and just it was something I needed to do. There's a lot of things that you can do that's going to make your passing easier on the people around you. And the funeral is one of those things that you still can have some say over, and it can be, personal in that respect. And it takes the emotional stress and anxiety and rushed feelings away from, sure, your family's still going to have some decisions to make to finalize things, but if they aren't bombarded with so many decisions, to me, it just should be peaceful for them to know that.
What are some of the things that people may struggle to accept when they are navigating this?
So a lot of times, and we see this in both men and women, is the idea that just because I have decided to stop treatment doesn't mean that I'm giving up. It doesn't mean that my doctor has failed me. It doesn't mean that the medical system has failed me. And being okay with family members telling their loved ones, Mom, if you don't want to continue treatment, that's okay. We understand. This has been very difficult for you. And for the patients, being able to accept the fact that they're going to be leaving their family members, because let's face it, none of us want to die. I mean, we all want to live. But when the choice comes to, you can either live for 3 more months, but 2 of those 3 months are going to be excruciatingly painful with treatments, or you can live for that same 3 months, not really going to change your prognosis, but we can make you much more comfortable with medications, and the treatments that you would have to go through aren't going to happen. many people will change their decision-making process to a more comfort model.
I got this up at the Amish cabinet makers north of Colesburg for only $400. Not that I'm an El Cheapo, but I just think wood is wood. And you go in the ground. The difference in this cost and a regular casket, give to charity or something. Why put it in the ground because mother needs a nice box to go, to me that's common sense, yeah.
Do you wonder if people are gonna think that you're morbid because you have it?
Well, they might think I'm a little weird, but then who cares? Half of the world is weird anyway. And everything starts with an idea. All inventions, everything. So I tell my grandkids, start thinking out of the box. And think of doing stuff and be different. Dare to be different if it's good.